unusual bit of conversation that somebody is talking in the middle of just as we go live?
Yeah, usually, but
Make sure you're public.
I think you just did.
yeah. Make sure you're public, Randy, because
Make sure I'm public.
you like to hide your. Yeah,
It's not me that hides that.
The public.
There's the official notification.
The official notification. You're official. I'm certifiable, not official. So,
No, I think it's past tense. You just
Officially,
yeah, I've been certified for quite a while now.
we are officially pubic.
Hello, everybody. Hello. This is Indie Vote Live. You are watching this. We love you out there. Hi, thanks for watching. I am Varian Grant. I'm not doing my intro right now, but I just wanted to give people time. Yeah, I see people come in and watch it. We are live right now on Indie Vote Radio. Thank you guys for listening in as well. On Alexa and the URL and all those other good places. IndieVote.com. Thank you for listening. We are here live. We'll be here live for the next 2 hours. Maybe run a little bit over because we do got a packed house tonight. Lots of really cool guests for you to talk to, and Lola, right? So yeah,
I don't say much.
yeah, she just takes up a square. But so yeah, we're gonna get into some questions. We're gonna talk about some very hot topics. Yes, and we got the chats filling up already. Ralph Griffith, Brian Langley, Joe D. McPhee. And yeah, I'm sure the usual gang will be here pretty soon. Joe D. McPhee says, yes, it is Comic Book Square. Can I be Peter Marshall or John Davison or Tom Bertrand?
No.
You know, I've seen that show, but whenever I seen it, I was sick at home. So like
that's the only way any of us watched it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Randy might have not been sick at home.
Whenever I was sick at home, it was the Gong Show.
See? And it's like
Price is Right.
Yeah, it's like with
Stuff.
it's like with Lola's parents. Like whenever they were sick, it was just
Thanks.
cave paintings and stuff.
Cave paintings.
Yeah,
My parents are young.
they are, unfortunately. Our parents are younger.
They're close to my age.
Yeah, it's sad.
Black and white rabbit ears. A lot of tin foil attached to the rabbit ear.
I realized that
Bob Ross.
my wife's mother was 7 in 19 when I was born, she was 7 or something. I'm like, oh, that's gross. So yeah, that's really gross. So let's look into I'm gonna do the intro, Randy, and then we'll get started. And we'll run these guys through hell. How about that?
Let's do that.
All right, here we go. And that would have been a lot easier if I found the intro. There it is. Got it. Here we go. I got it. Here we go.
You got it?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Welcome to the party, pal.
Love that clip. So guys, thank you. This is Indie Vote Live. I am Varian Grant. I've been making comics since 2008. I am the founder of Indie Vote Media LLC, and I am a father, a husband, a geek, an artist, a writer, a comic creator, a reluctant taxpayer, and somebody's gonna stick his head in the sand for the rest of the week until mid-November or so. So it's safer that way.
Ostrich, is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, it's safer that way. I'm not going out. It's too dangerous out there. They make DoorDash, Grubhub, they make all that stuff, so I don't have to leave. If anything, all this time being stuck in the house has taught me to stay in. So I'm not going out. I cannot go out for a week. It's great. It works. So let's go around and introduce ourselves. We'll start. I'm joined always, as always, by the lovely indie princess Lola.
Hi guys.
And Mr. Randy Zim. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing all right. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I am a alternative and independent comics creator, publisher, everything I've done just about everything in the direct market that you can imagine, including retailing and convention planning and performing. And now I do the Zim Geek channel here on YouTube. It's ZIMMGEEK, and I'm part of Indie Vote. So happy to be here, and we appreciate all of our radio listening audience. someone is trying to do something, according to my.
G-Man was saying someone was trying to enter. I'm not sure who else is trying to enter. We'll find out. Let's see here. We got Joe DeSantis. He's he is like in the green room. We'll bring him in
the
the
green room.
Yeah, we'll bring him in a bit. Look, he's having some internet troubles. He's freezing. But
Nobody
we'll bring
warned him. Nobody warned him about the stale Cheetos back there
in the green room. Yeah, there's
in
a
the
lot.
green room.
Yeah, Dreaded Dinosaur.
Hey, it's great to be back.
And he dropped out again.
Who do you be?
Who do I be? Well, my name is Eric Hodson. I'm at Dreaded Dinosaur on all the social medias. Creator of Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon, which just dropped a new episode today. And artist on Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger, distributed by Pro Wrestling Tees with a pre-sale coming this Friday. Of course, you can see my stuff at erichodson.com. That's ERIKHODSON. And a frequent Indie Vault contributor who has been gone for a while, and nice to be back.
He had to put his head down and get some work done. He had to. Yeah. You know, he was getting calls from the family like, "You're not finished with your book." So
Still getting calls.
Yeah.
Get your book done.
We're gonna get some calls about those accents. We appropriated accents. Ted, how is it going?
It's going well. I am coming to you from Akron, Ohio, and I'm the president of Hero Tomorrow Comics. We do Apama, the Undiscovered Animal, Tap Dance Killer, and our new one, Punchline and the Vaudevillains, on which I am the writer, colorist, and letterer. And also made a feature film years back called Hero Tomorrow, which is what we named our company off.
Yeah, I have the Hero Tomorrow DVD, Blu-ray, and I remember getting the DVD and the comic at a con. I think it was Space, and and I remember watching the movie and realizing that the movie tied into the comic in a very unique way.
I'm always horrible at this because I'm an artist, not the writer. so I am one part of the co-ownership of Catalyst Comic Studios. I'm the artist and on a Paradigm, and we're here promoting Tilt, which is on Kickstarter right now, and just here to hang out and have fun.
Cool.
Pass the square.
I think Varian has stepped out. So, hey, Aaron, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm the other half of co-ownership for Catalyst Comics. I'm a writer, do graphic design, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Tilt is what we got going on currently, along with all our other stuff. Catalyst Comics Studio.
We'll definitely talk about that product here in a second. And along also with us tonight is a frequent, infrequent Indie Volt guest, JD Calderon. JD, how are you?
I'm good, guys. My name is JD Calderon. I'm the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, and I also have my own podcast and my own YouTube channel, Indie Comics Explained, where I interview independent comic book creators.
You know, he plugged his plug. I'm gonna come on his show and start plugging. Hey, you know, yeah.
Okay, that's why he's here. He's here to promote.
I'm okay with
We're all
it.
here to promote.
Yeah, I usually I was gonna knock him out when he started saying I always have my own podcast. What did they do? You owe me $5. I'll check my PayPal in like 10 minutes. And who's next? I'm sorry, I stepped out for a second. Oh, which way are we going?
Nandor is left.
Nandor, okay.
Yeah, hi guys. This is my first time on Indie Volt. Thanks for having me. I'm a writer and creator. I started making comics in 2016 with my webcomic called Seasons, and it has a website, seasonsthecomicbook.com. I'm here to have a good time. We launched the second volume of Seasons on Kickstarter at the beginning of October, and it has about 4 days left, and we actually just got funded a couple of days ago, so really exciting. I was actually on JD's show just a couple of days ago too, so hey man, and just good to be here, and can't wait to talk with you guys.
Cool. Nandor, you were on JD's show before ours. I see. There's going to be a talk after the show. Don't go anywhere. Thank you guys for joining us. We're looking to have a good time tonight. I'm going to start with the questions that we got sent out.
We should mention that Stinch is in the house.
Oh, Stinch. Hello, sir.
How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing all right over there, all the way from Norway. Brian Langley says, good evening. Ralph Griffith says, the gang is all here, I see. Yep.
Yeah, we are.
And of course, Joe D. McPhee says, yes, it is a comic book squares. And he's already asked if he could be Peter Marshall, or Tom Bergeron, of which the answer was no. It's okay.
Tom Bergeron.
Tom Bergeron. Yeah, remember him? He keeps getting replaced by other people on all of the shows that he narrates.
Oh.
Every single time.
Every single time. He just got kicked off of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
And that's
He's
Stars
kicked off of America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah. Kick.
Poor guy.
So we're gonna start the questions.
He's probably retired by this point.
Let's see. I'm trying to think how should we start these questions? Because a couple of them are kind of mean spirited. But we'll start with this one.
Sleep shot to hell, but I'm trucking. Good. We're glad. We're always happy to hear about people trucking, just like little Willie. Keep on trucking, little Willie.
Oh, that's. Go ahead, Randy. Read that one.
John, thank you for writing in. I was recently told by my comic book industry mentor to only plan my comic as a miniseries, no more than 5 or 6 issues at a time in case it's a flop. My wife doesn't like the idea and says it's defeatist. What do you guys think? Is this sound advice? Long-time listener, first time writing in. I hope you picked my question. We picked your question, John, and we deeply appreciate your input.
Do I go first?
I guess so.
Okay.
I just want to point out that your feedback will be better because of, or our feedback will be better because of your setback. John. I don't necessarily disagree with your mentor. At the same time, though, I mean, when you got those creative juices flowing, it's kind of hard. Like we all kind of envision this grand sweeping arc for our characters, from beginning to end. And there's also this. I mean, you could do that. You can plan short, but then if it is a success or it does have an audience, then now you got to figure out, and you didn't plan that far. Now you got to figure out how to continue it, and that's a problem. Gosh, I thought I had something more profound to say, but I don't. What do you think? What do you think, Randy? Well, personally, I think that I have to disagree with both his wife and his mentor. But remember, happy wife, happy life. I think your mentor was wrong. I think 5 to 6 issues for your first chunk is way too long. That you should go 1 to 3 issues tops. If you have a longer story to tell, you should make those issues a little thicker, but you should tell a nice, short, sweet, short story in order to get your feet wet to start with. Everybody and their brother has the long-running, multiple-issue epic story that they desperately want to tell in comics. At least I don't know of anybody that doesn't have that. And that's awesome, but you need to do things one small step at a time. Baby steps. Do a couple of issues, a story first, even a one-shot, just to get your feet wet, and then build yourself up to the longer running epic. Once you get to know what you're doing, then you can stretch those stories out, tell a longer tale. And that way you're going to know for sure the effort that it's going to take in order to get that story running from start to finish. Small 1-2 issue story, just so that you can collect it and sell it later. Something that you're always going to have, because your first book is always going to be a dog. I hate to break that to you. It's the way it's going to work. You're going to do an incomplete book. If you're any kind of an artist at all, it's a type of product you're going to look back on in a couple of months and go, oh my God, I actually did that. Holy crap. I can do so much better than that now. So take a baby step, do a short story, do a 1 issue, 1, 2, maybe 3 maximum story at the start, get to know what you're doing, and then go for your longer stories. I don't know who your mentor was, though.
No, Randy's absolutely right. I look back on my old previous work, and it's toilet paper to me for the most part. I don't even have any of it around me anymore. I think Varian's got the only last surviving copies. But, Statistically speaking, first issues sell pretty well. Second issues, not so well, maybe 3/4 of the sales. By the issue 3, you're down to half as many sales on average. And this is for top tier stuff. So it makes sense to break down your story elements into small digestible bits so you can at least still get that pop of a first, second, third issue, and then just move it on to like a different story arc. That's another way of thinking about it. But definitely heed the advice. I do think, and I agree that 5 to 6 issues for your first run, that's yeah, please get that off the screen. Your first for 5, 6 issues, that's way too much to bite off as a chunk. Yeah, you haven't even done it yet at all, so you just gotta figure out if you can actually get through it or not. Start with those quick bites.
You'll be amazed how much that'll help you out on your longer story too. Getting your feet wet, getting to know what it takes to actually do a book.
I always keep a copy of some of Eric's early work.
You can't just grab a copy of Comic Blast and expect a work of art.
You can design a comic book. It's so easy. It's an easy button.
With boobles.
What were you saying, Ted? I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. If possible, I would say you make like an issue 1 that's a nice self-contained story, but obviously feeding into this bigger arc that you want to tell, and plan for potentially the trade. I don't disagree with anything anyone else said. We're making the assumption that I think this is your first time and you might have some problems to work out, but if you maybe have an editor that can kind of guide you along the way and give you really good feedback so that your first issue is not sort of a disaster, then it can just be that first cornerstone piece of your longer your arc. So it's very valuable to have like a 5-issue arc that you can compile into a trade. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I like our stuff is a bit modeled after Bronze Age, where you kind of have nice self-contained stories, but they're also kind of also connected. So I love that model for ourselves, and I think it could work depending on what you've got going there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know John. So I don't know where he's at in his career.
That's all right. None of us know John.
John, is this your first book? Are you just starting out? Like, because I don't know any of us that can get a book out so quick that we're going to pump out 6 books and before we know that if any of them are selling at all, So that's and if he has an audience too, has he already like established, or is he, like I said, just starting out? Because that's the same thing with the art stuff. We all do the same thing. You got to start somewhere and just keep going with it.
I'd assume
keep pushing.
It's his first venture in the comicdom. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a longer story.
No.
But I mean, you got to get the first one out, see how that does, build up an audience, see if it's catching, see if anybody's even looking at it. Because I mean, just because it's your first book, you just might not have enough eyes on it. So,
Aaron?
Yeah, I pretty much would echo what Matt said. It completely depends on what the story is as well. If you see it as a longer story, then by all means, go for it. I mean, I'm not going to discourage you to do it. I just wouldn't say put all your eggs in one basket. So go into it thinking, what if this does flop? Do I have other stuff I can work on, or am I putting everything that I am into this one story? And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to quit comics altogether, because that's what we see a lot of. And yeah, we don't want that for anybody.
No. The Destroyer of Dreams. The other one.
Destroyer of Worlds?
What? Yeah, the Destroyer of Worlds, Destroyer of Dreams.
Destroyer of Worlds and Childhoods.
The man who sobers up really quickly. He smacks those rose-tinted glasses right off her face. J.D. Calderon. Go ahead and talk to John.
Somebody's calling.
Yeah, I'm of 2 minds on this one, because I agree with Randy. You should definitely start slow. But the thing is, though, is you have to make a decision. Are you an artist, or you're in it to be in business? If you're in it to be in business, well, then you're going to want to take it really slow and just, do that one issue, do that one shot, plot it out very carefully, and get it out there. If you just want to do it because this is something you really feel you have to do, then you might want to take a deeper plunge. But again, you also want to do it so that maybe you only do a 4-issue limited series. You don't want to go into 6 issues, 8 issues, or anything like that. At least not without getting something underneath your wings first. So pretty much, like I said, I agree with everybody else.
Wasn't Wolverine a limited series at first?
No, actually, Wolverine popped up in the back of a Hulk comic.
Well, no, when he first got his own solo book. I mean, he got like a limited series first, right?
And
When he
that
got
was
his own series.
Frank Miller, but they stuck him in Japan, so that was a whole nother. Anyway,
And Nandor.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the right person to be asked this question.
you start with a long-winded epic.
Well, I mean, sort of. I mean, it's like that's what my series seasons kind of is, but I mean, it has a definitive ending, and it's only 4. It's 4 books, but it's 4 like graphic novels, so it's not just like 4 issues. And each book is like over 100 pages. So like, and this is my like first, foray into comics was making seasons. So I did do, after the first volume, I mean, it did really well. Like, I mean, I had made some connections with some people, and I had it online for free for a while. And so it got a lot of eyes. And when I launched the Kickstarter for the first book, it raised over $6,500. So like, I mean, I don't want to discourage, him if he like wants to do something big, because I do think if you're going to do it big, you really have to build an audience. That's the thing. And so if you want to do it big and you want to really, just go for it and put your all into it. I do a lot of promoting and do a lot of meet a lot of people, go to conventions and don't have a table, but like just hand out flyers. Like, I mean, that's what I would do before I even had a table anywhere. I would just go to conventions and hand people stuff for free, just so they could look at it and talk to people. I think like, maybe just to play it safe, of course, if you're a writer, if you want to be a creator, there's always going to be another story. So what you can do is you can keep that big epic, and keep working on it, make it better, and then do this other story, do a one shot. It could be an exercise one shot, maybe like a 40 to 50 page book, and do that, see how it does. And then you can take the people that love that and bring it to your bigger epic. But I think if it's quality stuff, I mean, if people are looking at it and they're like hell yeah, like this is great, and you're getting that all across the board, I would do it. It always sucks saying like it depends, but it really does depend on where you are.
I think it depends is a great answer. I tell my child it depends all the time. Can we go to the park? It depends on what. There's a lot of factors if we can go to the park.
What time? Yeah.
I do want to have one little quick debate moment. I promise I'll let you finish. Ladies and gentlemen, this man who said don't do it has 8 issues plus a side tie-in story, or several issues. Don't listen to him. He's got an arc planned. So anyway, I just want to say that.
I'm only at 1,200 pages. That's it. I'm just at 1,200 pages.
See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? I just wanted to show the hypocrisy of this show. I'm sorry, Nando. Go ahead.
You're okay. I don't mean to prolong it too much, but yeah, I think if you're going to do something big, I would start giving out for free, or make it a web comic, or get eyes on it as much as you can. If your heart's really into the story and you really just have to get it out there, just be okay with it failing or not doing as well as you wanted it to. Like, as long as you prepare yourself, then you should be fine.
Did you say free?
Huh?
Did you say free?
Dirty word.
That's the F word.
Yeah.
Pops has said a story arc doesn't have to end the character. LOL. If it is a flop, you'll know by issue 3. Ralph says sound advice, Randy. Joe D. says John. I only got this to say. Do what you must to get the story you want to tell out. If you want to do an ongoing serial, then think a one-shot to introduce the character or world. Afterwards, tell the complete story. Stinch says, start with a strip, then a one-pager, then a four-pager, and slowly master those forms. Rouse to tell an event with a beginning, middle, and end. He also adds, you can always place that event in another short series, slowly growing your universe and stages. Is that Jameis? Jameis says Wolverine started in the Hulk comic, which is part of the X-Men for a long time before receiving his own limited series. As for the comic itself, start off a one shot followed by a short arc and keep graduating to longer and longer arcs if that's what you want to do. Joe DeSanto says there are no steadfast rules. If there are, break them. Stinch says, I'll spend my comment and build on Jameis and Ralph's doing strips, one pages and four pages to build habit of making complication and resolution through setup and punchline. Punchline, that's terrible. Sorry. and before doing the bigger issue of 24 pages and beyond, is to build up patience and the habit. I think, John, we've given you the best answers we could. Remember, also, happy wife, happy life.
Yep.
And yeah. Would you like to? You mentioned Comics Blast, Randy. Would you like to read one about Comics Blast?
Well, you can design a comic.
Design a comic. Yeah. Thanks, L. Nolan, frequent contributor and commentator here on the program. Comics Blast is cat shit in the dog food bowl of life. That program looks like the second coming of Cal Arts. We should start a class action lawsuit against Adobe for killing our brain cells with that video. I bet there's some marketing expert out there who was like, yeah, we're going to disrupt the comic industry with this. The only thing that should be disrupted is some exec's ass with a shoe.
Such beautiful hot takes there, Elmo. Beautiful.
So not a fan.
No.
Has everybody in the room seen the Comics Blast video?
I have.
Yeah.
I haven't.
You gotta check it out.
I think we got that right here. Hang on just a second.
Please
sure.
enlighten me.
Actually, we should go to our special reporter. Marv V is standing by. Did you know that, Randy?
Do you have that?
I can pull it up. Marv V is standing by.
I thought you meant this.
Drop the taco. Get in the car.
No, Marv V is standing by for special. He actually got a chance.
Did you load that in?
I didn't. I have to pull it up here. But Marv V actually sent in a special interview.
There we go.
That he had with the Comics Blast team.
What?
Yeah.
Especially when it came to finding the magic button.
Yeah, this is. It's gonna get me in trouble.
You don't want to do it? Don't do it if you don't want to do it.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to.
I don't think Marv V will mind us running that.
No, he doesn't. He told me to go ahead and do it, but
stop baiting us and do it, you bastard.
Yeah. I'm going to. I'm going to. Here we go. Oops, I got to share the audio. Here we go. It's Marv V, frequent contributor to Indie Vault, as well as artist himself. Here we go. You guys hear that?
No.
Nope.
You didn't turn it on.
I don't have the
Turn
sound.
the audio up.
Yeah. Here we go.
So, Verena, tell us about Comic Blast. So there you go. There you go, folks.
I think you pulled up the wrong video.
It was the worst video I ever had. The worst video we've had. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. Somebody's watching Indie Vote on their TV and they're like, Marv sent that in, and I thought it was the funniest thing. And I'm like, can we run it? And I'm like, you know what? We set the bar so low already. That if, I mean, when you think about the stuff that's been said by some of the former hosts on this show, if anyone gets mad at that, I'm gonna say, so you didn't get mad when this person said this about a whole group of people, but you got mad at that. You're racist. I can't wait. So let everybody know that's my warning. If you get mad at that, I'm gonna ask you, why did you get mad when someone said something racist? And then you're gonna be looking like an idiot. So Comics Blast is a horrible program. I know we've all seen it, we all dislike it except for Nandor. Not Nandor, he hasn't seen it yet. But Nandor, it's supposed to make comic book design easier and
professional.
Yes. Now Adobe did
pro comic book design.
They did walk it back. And they said they were not aiming it at professionals. They said they were aiming it at kids. But if you look at that video, they never say that. They said it makes comic books that much easier to make. It makes making pro comics faster and easier. And Daphne Lage, who JD knows very well, his wife, she was, to say that she was upset about it, I felt bad because I was like, oh shit, I'm sitting JD home. JD's gonna go home to a trap. I was gonna message him like, don't go home. Don't go home.
I mean, the amount of times that she says the word pro before comics, if you do it at a drinking game, you can't drive home after that.
This Nandor, after the video,
yeah, but it wasn't meant for professionals. That's what Adobe backtracked and said. Well, it wasn't meant for professionals.
After the video, go look up Adobe Comics Blast, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
It's cringe. It's total cringe.
Yeah,
I'm about to fire all of my artists once I saw that video.
What was that, Lola?
I'm covering it tomorrow.
Yeah, Lola's gonna talk about it on Geekgasm tomorrow, and you could have actually played that on Geekgasm because never mind. Anyway, it was though an interesting. Look, somebody
you should load that video in. That'd be a great way to open that episode.
Somebody with some actual skill maybe will take that program and use it. Someone, but like it can take the script and put the script into panels and lettering for you. Like
it auto letters.
Yeah,
and it's glorious. It's like Comic Sans Second Coming. You know.
Yeah, it actually wasn't like I was like that's cool, but then I'm like, oh, you can make your panels and you can move the panels and do that because I'm horrible at panel design. I'll admit that. And Dreaded Dinosaur, there, it's like you can do that in Clip Studio. I'm like, really? Oh, okay.
I thought Al Nolan summed it up pretty well.
Cat shit in the dog bowl of life.
The Cal Arts reference I thought was pretty well.
Oh yeah,
Cal Arts gets a lot of crap for.
They deserve it. They've ruined cartoons. And Toucan Sam and everything.
Anything
that aesthetic is trash.
Well, so since everyone agrees that Comic Blast is trash, we can move on to the next one. But Randy, go ahead and read it.
Commander Cody. What's the consensus on creators, in parentheses, who willingly consume content from mainstream media or indie through non-legit means, such as non-legit streaming, non-legit platforms or non-legit streaming platforms, T-shirt sites that sell fan art on tees, or even just rip the art from a comic?
First of all, I feel personally attacked.
Fan art sites that cash in on licensable characters. We should all be ashamed of ourselves wearing T-shirts that aren't properly licensed.
Oh, well, okay, I got a bunch of T-shirts like that, but in my defense, I didn't know. I was buying the shirts like, oh, that's a cool Deadpool shirt. I gotta have it. That's a really cool Venom shirt. I gotta have it. I did not know. And then and I was paying good money for them. And then Walmart started selling shirts. I'm like, I'm not paying.
How dare you?
Yeah, see. So I went to Walmart. I was like, I'm gonna buy that from Walmart, and I would buy. So I know Walmart has a deal to sell those shirts, but I don't. I wouldn't. It sucks. If I can't find the content on Hulu or Amazon or Netflix or whatever, if it's not available, but then I find out that this streaming site that it doesn't have the actual license to play it has it, and I really want to see the content that bad, then You know, maybe. I mean, I know I've probably done. I probably downloaded the app and they got all the episodes here. I'll watch them now. But I've never thought about it that way. I mean, as a creator, that kind of sucks for me to do that. Yeah, I may have to stop. I may have to rethink my life, guys. I've made horrible life choices. I've been very irresponsible. Randy, it's time to get rid of Cody, the app. And matter of fact, his name is Cody, so it's time to get rid of the Cody app.
Cody app?
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up. Cody's a great way to watch things non-legit through your Roku device.
We're gonna have to.
I think not.
Yeah.
Is there a Cody app?
Yeah.
Yeah, KODI though.
Oh, no.
KODI, yeah.
What do you do on that app?
We're not gonna talk about it.
It's not a how-to video.
You
Come
blew
on.
it up.
Does it have anything to do with the California water omelet?
No. I hope they got no. It's all like it's stuff that you can watch on TV. It's cartoons. I mean, I know they got.
Is it like a pirate site or what?
It's not. It's like a pirate streaming site in a way. I hate to say it, but it is. It's they don't have license to show any of that stuff, so it's just up there. It's worse than Indie Vote TV.
Where can I get this now?
Which is free.
It's pretty bad.
Where's this at?
We're not telling you. You go. It's actually on Roku, isn't it?
What kind of cartoons do they have?
They've got everything. They've got everything. You're horrible, Randy. Ted, how do you feel about that? Do you consume content from we'll put you on the spot, Ted. Do you consume content from those sites?
No, and it's interesting. It shows, when you're competing against, these, people selling prints of stuff that you can see they clearly ripped off, and there's only so many dollars to go around sometimes on those show floors. So it's we take pride in creating our own stuff and selling our own characters, and at the same time, I mean, there are people who do really nice versions of characters that are original. They don't have the rights to do that necessarily, but that seems to be sort of a middle area. I don't have a problem with that myself, but there's nothing to really defend on people ripping people off subject.
I mean, I got a really cool Wolverine shirt that I like, and I know it's not licensed, but I love that shirt. Eric, what do you think about that? I mean, me and you consume a lot of, cartoons, anime that can't be accessed, through,
there's some great anime shows out there, and they're not on any platforms here in the States. So sure, I'm gonna go to Russia so I can watch that show. I got to keep up on trends,
Yeah, because that's what VPNs are for.
Absolutely. It's still the Wild West, man. Let's not throw the wet blanket of some sort of dictatorship until we have no choice.
Eric and I will be getting our eye patches and parrots to join the official pirate fan club very soon.
I was a Napster kid in college, man. Come on.
Yeah, we didn't.
I waited 8 hours to get an AC/DC song.
We didn't pay for anything.
Just to download it?
Matt, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of the same thing. We've been to those shows where everybody has their walls of art prints, and you see them, and it's what it is. Like, I think it's awesome to have somebody want to draw your stuff in the first place, but obviously to sell it without your consent obviously is a no, but fan art's such a cool thing, and having somebody even like your character enough to draw it. And, they've, the big two have put in so much work, and, those characters are timeless. Obviously people don't know our characters yet, like most people, but you're trying to, but then they're going to be drawn to those characters. So, I mean, but no, yeah. To the question, you don't want to, if somebody's trying to sell our stuff, yeah, we'd definitely be like, nah, that's not cool.
Coming from a shirt and an apparel background, there's a lot of awesome shirt designs out there. You see them offered all the time on Facebook, but if they're not legal, do you really want to encourage that kind of purchase.
Randy, you been making shirts?
I make shirts for myself here. Yeah.
You've been printing all those illegals.
Well, doing one or two shirts is a piece of art, but when you mass produce them like that and resell them, that's copyright infringement. That's what they call it.
Lola's complaining, saying that she buys illegal shirts, and she does. She buys a lot of oh, that's cute. I'm buying that. Like that. That's not licensed. That Harley Quinn ashtray isn't real. Like they wouldn't. It's like I went to the cigarette shop and they had an Incredible Hulk weed smasher, marijuana thing that and I'm like, that's not licensed. That's not licensed. Hot stuff. And I'm like, no.
Most of that hot stuff is anyway.
Yeah.
Hulk smashed.
or Calvin peeing on everybody's back window.
Yeah. Who do we leave off on? I'm sorry, I stepped away again. Was it Aaron? Were you on, or were you on JD?
No, you're on Aaron.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not a fan. Just what Matt said. Like, if people were doing that with our stuff, I'd be pretty furious. Seeing fan art's great, but actually seeing somebody take your work and turn it, make their own version of it and then sell it on stuff, that would be aggravating for me.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
James says fan parodies are cool, but straight rips should be avoided like the plague. There's a difference between just ripping something and promoting it as your own versus creating something new. Since if the issue is just a geographical issue, you can always shift your location via VPN. Well, he's just encouraging people to. David says, Napsters, kids, I had a cassette ready to record off the radio, and we loved it. I remember those days. I still have cassette collections of Chicken Man.
I wanted to say though, and I want to add to what I was saying. The idea that someone scrupulous person would use technology to copyright or steal content is horrible. And where's my foot pedal here? There we go. I'm just scanning JD's comic. Don't worry. And JD, this will be up on the site before you know it. Don't worry. No, I mean, I got a piece of technology right in front of me. I'm making a joke, but you can technically scan a comic book. That's what this thing was made for. Flatten the pages, when you take the picture, and just throw it up. Now, it makes it good for digital files, but someone could take a comic and throw it up on a site, and where does it stop? And as a creator, I feel kind of bad doing that, but my pockets are full. I'm just kidding. JD, what do you think about that? I mean, you live in New York. You folks are scrupulous when it comes to bootlegs. I've seen it. I walk down the streets.
I'm in New York City. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we're unscrupulous in other ways, but that's a whole other story. But what's funny though is that issue that you're talking about is people uploading comics. That's been happening for years. I mean, there's all kind of what they call scandalation sites that they've been doing it to manga, comics. Forget about it. You can find just about anything scanned up already. I'm pretty sure all my stuff is somewhere. So it's like, the only thing you can do is just throw your hands up. There's nothing you can really do about it. But when it comes down to T-shirts and those companies that T-Fury, QWERTY, all these different sites that do this stuff, I buy from them on occasion.
Name them
I like
all.
the shirts. Yes, I'll name them.
We just lost
unscrupulous sites using unlicensed material.
We just lost 4 sponsors. Thanks, JD.
No problem. Anytime. That's what I'm here for. But the thing is, though, if those companies were really concerned, they got lawyers. They could go in there. They can. And the thing is, and if those companies were concerned, also they could set up deals with those large companies and maybe pay them a percentage per every T-shirt that they sell when they have one of these things come in. Those are deals that need to be argued on the back room by other people. But until that's sussed out, it's none of my business. I'm going to buy what I want to buy. Because the thing is when an artist puts up their stuff, they make money. On one of those sites, they get $1 per T-shirt. Some of those shirts, because I know some of these guys, they sell 10,000 shirts in one day.
Oh yeah, yep.
And I know a guy, and he said he got this huge check. And I'm like, well, okay. And he's just, a single artist. You know how hard it is for artists to make money out there. So, what can you do? I mean, there's two sides to every story, right?
I wonder how many times an artist does that. Like, I'm gonna take this image I drew Wolverine and put it on a shirt and sell it myself. Nandor.
Sadly, more often than you think.
Nandor.
There are also really good T-shirt sites out there that we should give credit to that actually do pay a payback to the artist who creates a design and they end up selling a lot of.
Yeah.
So they'll pay them, a quarter or $1 a shirt.
Nandor, I see you got a Stranger Things shirt on there. Is that licensed? That licensed on me, or is that?
It is licensed.
All right,
Yeah.
just making sure.
I could show you the tag if you want. Like it's complicated. I think I really wonder like how much money like the big companies are actually losing, or how much they're really concerned about it. I do think if they were really, if they felt like they were losing a ton of money, then they'd probably jump on these things more. Of course, as indie creators and people that are starting out, every dollar counts. So I think in principle, I think it's definitely a bad idea. There's always an upside though, where let's say they are consuming this content for free or illegitimately. I'm one of those people where like if I really like something, I'll eventually buy it. So I mean, there's definitely potential sales in that market, I think. But I'd say in principle, I'm definitely not a fan, and not something I would recommend people do at all. And I think it can be more harmful than good.
I agree. I think that you. I wish I had a clear-cut opinion on it, but some of that art is really nice on those shirts. And
I definitely echo what Nandor said. If there's something that I've watched and I really like it, it's like I need to own it, and owning it as in go out and purchase it, and and that's really where turning it into a fandom comes from.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows if you would ever buy it unless you saw it, for free, or you're able to get access to it. So I think they're making money that way, and if people are big fans of it, that's going to spread word of mouth, and it's going to make more fans, and it's just going to increase and increase.
I think we have an artistic question from one of our listeners.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
As if we're not enough trouble. As if we're not enough trouble. We're gonna give hate letters for that one. You showed him. It's gonna be, I can't wait for the emails to come
in. The devil.
Yeah. Watch. It's gonna be.
Everybody listens to our program. Come on, we play to all audiences.
Speaking of which, I want to thank everyone for listening. Indie Vote Radio listeners. Right now, right now we are at 38,900 worldwide, 38,900 listening worldwide on Indie Vote Radio. Thank you guys very much. I want to thank Brazil. I want to thank Ireland, and I want to thank Argentina, who I don't think I've seen on there before. Listening.
Do we still have China?
They're not up there. They're not up there. Probably because of the clip of Marvy.
How's Japan doing?
They're not up there either yet for some reason. So they're not in the top 3. So
that humming noise they heard.
Yeah, Ireland has been in there for quite a while though. So it's
that's that humming noise they
They're
heard.
drunk by now too. So they're just laughing at everything.
You just pissed off all of Ireland. I'm gonna get more hate mail. Thanks. All right, last question, guys.
We love you all. Hello to all of our pub friends out there.
I'm a quarter Irish, so.
Gwen, is that Gwen or GWN? GWN?
GWN.
GWN. So I heard you folks don't like retailers. Yet I recently witnessed one of your critics say that indie creators are idiots that don't know how to do business. Did I read that right? I recently witnessed one of your critics say that indie creators are idiots that don't know how to do business. Pot, meat, kettle.
I know exactly what you're talking about, GWN, and
it sounds like a radio station.
GWN.
Welcome once more, listening to GWN.
Here's a long distance dedication.
That's a long distance dedication.
I will say this.
Man who lost his dog.
We never said we don't like retailers. We never said that. Now, if you take everything we said out of context, you could put together that type of thing. If you stitch together that whole video, we never said we said
that's a crappy fabrication by somebody else.
Yeah, they had me do. Listen, they had. I don't know. I'm not going to say that.
I'm not
going to say that.
An episode taken way out of context.
Yeah, they had me over there. I sound like the debates when I was watching it. Come on, man. That's all I kept saying while I listened to it.
Come on, man.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, we really were taking that out of context. The video was stitched together as if we said things we did not say. We didn't say we don't like retailers. We said the retailers, there's ways we could help. There's ways that we can't help. We didn't say we didn't like retailers. But
little Willie.
But that indie creators are idiots. That was said. Not by us. That was said by our critic and one of our critics. And he did say that. And yeah. And indie creators are the idiots. I'm not an idiot. I mean, well, okay, that's debatable. Well,
don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
I'm not that much of an idiot. I try not to be.
Creators just are touched a little.
Well, yeah, I'm touched. Yeah, I maybe not
touched.
Yeah. I might
definition of touched.
I don't. I'm just not. I'm not all together. You know, my parents haven't get me put up or anything, so I'm good.
Nobody completely sane does this for a living.
Right. But what do you think, though? Do we not know how to do business? I mean, a lot of us have been buying tables at Comic Cons for years. We got pictures to show for it. You know, I mean, as sad as they are.
We got badges.
Yeah, badges, walls of badges. I mean, I know Dread Dinosaur knows his all the way. He's like, no, screw these. Like bad memories, throw them away. But we've got this long history of doing these shows, and guys, we all take a lot of time to do this stuff. We all learn. Are we idiots? We're gonna go backward this time. Let's start with Nandor.
No, I mean, like, there's always a learning curve, of course. Like, that was always the hardest thing for me to start to get in the groove of, is the business side of things. You know, because as a creator, you don't want to do any of that. I mean, like, you want to just make your stuff and hopefully people will love it. And I'm not one to, like, I mean, if you're the only person that's talking about how great your stuff is, you know, I mean, that's gonna rub people the wrong way. So I think like, I mean, I've been able to, in my local area, put my books into like 5 or 6 bookstores and like comic stores. So, like, I mean, I have a pretty good kind of local appeal here. And that's something that's been really great. And, you know, I've built a lot of great relationships, and I think people should, if there are artists and writers out there, you know, who don't have their books in their like local independent bookstore or local comic store, you know, you're really missing out on a market, and you're missing out on people, you know, seeing your stuff. And, you know, I've sold a lot of books in my local comic shop, and just for having it in there, people love it. So I think, you know, but it was a learning process for me, you know, how to talk to people, you know, what is consignment, you know, doing all that kind of stuff where you're like doing all this paperwork, and conventions are a blast. I mean, I've always loved going to conventions, so having a table is just fun for me. So I wouldn't, you know, I think the only people that would be considered idiots are the ones who are, you know, not wanting to put any of the work into, you know, doing business with people.
Yeah, I you know, it's funny you said that getting tables is still fun for you. And that stopped like 6 years ago for me. I'm like, this is fun. I don't want to be here. Well, I want to be here, but it's stressful. JD, you've been doing cons for a long time. Did you learn the business? You think you know the business?
I know it well enough, I think. The thing is that, I mean, all right, for me personally, I don't hate retailers. I don't think it's retailers that are the issue. It's always been Diamond for the longest time. Because the thing is if I can get my books into the hands of retailers and into shops, that's the first thing I want to do. Because the thing is if it's easier to sell, 10, 15, 20 copies to a retailer than it is for me to sell one copy on Kickstarter. If you had 100 retailers buying 20 books from you, or 10 books, or 15 books, that's a decent amount of books you're going to be selling. But the problem is getting to those retailers. And we've had this obstacle in our way called Diamond because they set roadblocks in the way for independent creators. They have for a long time. It's documented. I don't even have to argue it. It's just been going on. If you don't believe me, go try doing business with them. Have fun.
That's how you set somebody up like that. That's really mean. Aaron.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say is probably not the most popular stuff for people to hear, but
Full screen.
so if
There
a
we
retailer doesn't support indie comics, I could not care less about them. I'm not going to go out of my way to support them if they don't support indie, considering that's literally what we do. That being said, there are shops that do support indie, and we do go out of our way to make sure that we can be there to accommodate them if they're willing to work with us. As far as cons go, yeah, cons are a blast. For Catalyst, we do better at store signings than we do at cons. We're still the new guys in this game. We've only been doing cons for, last year and then nothing this year. But it's been up and down. We basically, where we are, comics is not a huge draw in these cons. And we get to sit there across the aisle from major DC and Marvel writers and artists and just watch as they don't have lines either, and then wave sadly across the aisle at them. But honestly, we're just going to, the fact of the matter is with things like crowdfunding and social media presence, we can go directly to newer customers and not have to force ourselves into retail. Though, of course, it is a beautiful thing to be able to get into shops just because you can say you're in shops.
Yeah, I started a independent distribution company just because I want to help retailers. And it's like, I never said I don't like retailers. In fact, my business is set up to protect. Yeah, there it is. I didn't even bring that up. Thanks, Randy. Liberty Independent Distribution Group. It's to get independent books, boxes, to get independent books into in the stores. And I want to protect the retailers. We serve two masters, retailers and the people who are creating the comics. And we have a very different way of doing business. I've shown this before. I don't mean to take over the conversation, but I've shown this before. Here's one of our Liberty boxes, and this is like the standard box. This, books go out in. But if we didn't like retailers, the books wouldn't be. It'd have been really cool. But I took it from there.
A bunch of plain boxes in a manila folder.
Yeah,
you put the stamp on the front of the book, and you'd send it to them.
Well, the books you wouldn't bubble wrap them. They wouldn't have, they wouldn't come pre-bagged and board. And, that's where our books go out with them in the stores. So to say that I don't, or that, people on this show don't care about retailers was just someone trying to bait and maybe make themselves a little bit, a little bit better than what they were. They were trying to grift and
just trying to stay off the pole.
Yeah. So, Matt.
Yeah. Well, me and Aaron, we were at the same cons selling the same books, being furious as the cosplayers leave their drinks on your table.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's the same thing. The retailers we want. Yeah, we absolutely want to work with retailers. Why wouldn't we? That would be dumb. Mm-hmm. That would be stupid on our behalf not to. But I mean, when you try to talk to them, we've literally had people say, if you're not in Diamond, we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if that's what we get coming in, just wanting to talk to you about bringing books into your, store, or like being a part of the comic industry, then that, obviously we're just not going to talk to you anymore.
We'll be there for the end of your business sales.
Yeah. So make those comics nice and cheap.
We'll pick through the bones, the dollar bins, 25-cent bins. But obviously we do have like a couple good shops that really do support us, and it's awesome. Yeah. We go out of our way. We'll drive, drop books off if they need help. If they've got anything they need, we'll look out for them, obviously.
See, yeah, that I got a couple stores like that here that have always carried my books and always supported me. So I'll send them books, I'll send them stuff. Sometimes they don't even ask for it, and I'm like, I think you're getting low, and I need to make room. Here, take these. Ted, what do you think? You've been doing business for a while, and you've been doing good business. I mean, like you said, you got a movie, you've got your books. You're a couple issues in on all of them. You're not someone I would call an idiot. You're someone who has done business for a while in this industry. What do you think about that?
Well, we actually are very fortunate in that we are with Diamond, and it was before they got really clamped down, I think, with the stipulations, like you have to have 10,000 social media followers on your Facebook page and Twitter and all that. We were a gentleman, Mark Wheatley, referred me to somebody at Diamond. We showed them our Apama trade paperback, and they accepted it, and they actually gave it a staff pick in the preview guide. And since then, we released single issues through them. In February of 2018, I was the featured indie creator in the preview guide. It was like in the first 10 pages. So I took that opportunity to call every store I could possibly during that month. I think I called about 1,000 retailers.
Nice.
And,
it's almost all of them.
Yeah, I said, hey, I want to introduce myself. Can you turn to page 10 of your preview guide? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's me. And this is our book, Tap Dance Killer #1. And I went on to explain, what it was about, and wanted them to give it a shot. And they were really cool. I'll tell you, you would think getting a cold call from somebody, they would just be like, forget it. I found maybe just one or two that were just kind of put off by my call, but everybody else was so nice. And, people were telling me, look, I'll never look at one of your solicits the same way again because you took the effort to call me, So I really do like and respect Diamond. I think the retailers have it tough. I'll tell you, like, even when a store will take your book, and I've done signings on Wednesdays, which I really prefer to do signings on Wednesdays. Our book will sell out within the first hour of opening on Wednesday of what they ordered. And I'll be like, hey, do you want any more copies for the rest of the day, the rest of the week? Like, no, we're good. We're good. I'm like, what do you mean? You sold them out in an hour. He's like, yeah, but that's great. We want to sell what we order, and we don't want to be left with stock. And it's just a puzzling thing for me to listen to that sort of, but I get it. I mean, they're dealing with so many, and we are the, even getting into Diamond, now we're just like the low on the totem pole. So we have to just keep building up. And with conventions, I love conventions. We've had great success with them. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of love to go around on my side.
Hodson, you an idiot?
I was. I had a comic book that was a ugly baby for the longest time, and didn't make any money on it. And I didn't take any business classes in college, and didn't really know what to do with money or how to manage things. So I've learned everything from the School of Hard Knocks, and I don't like seeing it in fellow creators. But it's an environment of sink or swim. You either learn, adapt, and continue, or you waste all of your money and your savings or whatever, and you go work at Wendy's. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got when I really started out was from Doug Paskowitz of All Stars Nikolova. He said, whatever you do, don't give up. Eventually you'll make it. And over the years, I've seen a lot of people who maybe they had a good comic, maybe they didn't, but because they didn't really know what they were doing, they just had a dream, and they eventually disappeared because they gave up. And you just gotta, on the one hand, you definitely need to believe in what you're doing as far as being a creator and the things you're doing, but you need to be able to step back and look at it as a consumer, and and get the feedback and take the harsh criticism and refine and change your work so that it becomes, you have to look at it as product. And so that's what I'm doing now with everything that I create. Is I look at it as a fan first, and not as it's my creation. It's like, okay, is there something in here I would enjoy? And I try to look for that spark and the people I show it to. With Dreaded Dinosaur Man, best comment I ever got was a guy told me it reminded him of playing with his toys on the floor as a kid. And I just like held on to that. And it's like, you know what? That's my marketing punch. That's the shtick right there. So yeah, I was an idiot to answer the question, and I don't think I am anymore, but I'm certainly willing to adapt when something doesn't work and continue. And I do miss conventions sorely. It's just great being to interact with people and, get in there and see some of my friends. There's so many people I haven't seen in so long because conventions have all dried up for the year, and we just, we'll keep slugging along.
I personally think it's nice to see some of you people for a couple of years. I think it's actually helping me. Is my anxiety's down?
Absence has made your heart grow fonder.
Or stronger at this point. It's like, yes, I don't have to see those idiots this week. It's awesome. Randy, what do you think, sir? I mean, look, we usually call ourselves the usual gang of idiots, but
the usual gang of idiots.
Yeah, but this time, in regards to this question, again, though, we were taken out of context. And
do we hate retailers? No, we don't hate retailers. Well, I retailed for probably a good decade. Met my wife while I was working at a comic shop. So no, we don't hate retailers. We understand them. We also like doing independent comics, and we know that there's just some retailers out there that don't like dealing with the independent books because the distributors have programmed them, or the distributor has programmed them into what they're supposed to like and not supposed to like, and that's what they sell to their customers. But that is happily changing. You're seeing more distributors coming online, like yourself, Liberty, and Alterna is going to start distributing, or they're distributing their own product now, and DC's almost distributing their own product now, and all that. The market's opening up, and a retailer that wants to offer full service to their client base is going to start looking at other options. And it's not, and thankfully the other options are going to be comics, and they're not necessarily going to be what's the next hot board game or the next hot card game.
More Funko Pops.
Toy that I can sell to try to make some extra bucks. The market is really widening out now, and now is the time for any retailer worth their salt to go out there and open up their options and start looking at the other books that are out there. There's a large variety of them, and the quality varies also. There's a varying quality line of products out there. There's some incredibly phenomenal independent books out there now that really need the exposure and need to get out there. Some very competent professional quality material.
And speaking,
and it's up to the retailer to find it and sell it and promote it and make money off of it.
Speaking of competent material, we're going to look at one because we're reaching that time where we need to start looking at these books, and we're going to look at a Kickstarter that's been brought to us by Mr. Ted Secor. His Punchline and the Vaudevillains. Now it's on Kickstarter, Randy.
Yeah.
So everybody says we don't cover Kickstarter. You're wrong. Here we are.
So we cover Kickstarter all the time.
I hear
somebody's not watching the shows very
yeah. So here we got Kickstarter, Punchline, the Vaudevillains, issue number 1. And you got 16 days left, people, to get over. Now I have got Tap Dance Killer. I've got Apama. And I love those books. So Punchline is one of the newer characters. And I remember, Ted, you talked to a lot of people, so you probably don't remember. But I remember I came to you at the Comic-Con. I was talking about it, and I asked you, hey, how are you going to do Punchline when, I know you had that plan before the Distinguished Competition, is that what they call themselves now, decided they were going to create a Punchline.
That was a hard sigh.
was there any conflict there, or do we want to talk about that or no?
I can talk about it a little bit. I mean, there's been nothing has legally happened between us. Our character came out 2 years before theirs. Mm-hmm. It was mentioned, he was called out on the cover introducing Punchline. We had a half-page ad in the preview guide.
Right.
So I don't, I mean, our guy, first of all, he's a heavyweight boxer who becomes a superpowered murderous clown. So Punchline is very organic to his name and what he's about. I don't find that with DC's.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're not going to change the plan of what we were going to do. And
you were so much nicer to me because I would have been screaming to the mountains, I'm going to sue. I would have had myself some of that AT&T money.
That's not how that works either. That's not necessarily how it works. It takes a lawyer to send a friendly letter to tell them to cut it out. They already got a character named Punchline by such and such a company, and you need to not be infringing on their copyright line.
Well,
Randy.
And the thing I will say is, if Marvel Comics would have had our Punchline character, DC would have never come out with theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I mean, to say they're both a clown-themed mob assassin named Punchline, that describes both characters perfectly. So we're not done with that. And that's really all I can say about that part of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, listen, I'm quite litigious, and every time, I think about suing twice a day. Anybody I can. I actually consider suing my mother this morning.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I thought about suing her when I was 17. Like, this soup is too hot. I burnt my tongue. I wonder if I can sue her. But I do like this, I noticed that you're way over your goal. But that's because you've got that built-in fan base. Tell us a bit about Punchline and why he's getting his own book now.
Well, Apama was our first series. We have 11 issues of it, and we've been dealing with the nemesis of the Apama series, Regina, as the main, arc. But along the way, it was probably 5 or 6 years ago, I had this idea for this boxer who becomes a superpowered clown named Punchline, and I thought, man, this will be the perfect Apama villain. And I, Apama's just taking so long. And then we introduced Tap Dance Killer, and she was more popular than Apama by a good rip. So I decided to give her own series, and not that we're stopping Apama, but I just really wanted, there she is. If you scroll up just a dash, there's Tap Dance Killer. And I thought, man, a Punchline would be perfect as part of this vaudevillain troupe. With the mad scientist kind of has the whole technology to make him into this character. And so now, but I haven't, the thing about Tap Dance Killer issues 1 through 5, which was our first arc, there were really no challenges for Punchline. So he was they were taking on a typical mafia organization. This series, I want to really focus on him, and we're going to finally have that throwdown with Apama. So that's going to be there's going to be like a 5-issue series here, and the first couple are going to deal with this Apama conflict, and then there's a supernatural conflict that's going to attack him mentally. So I can't wait to kind of get deeper into who Drayton Hayes is, this boxer. He, his career was pretty much sabotaged by some people in his corner that poisoned him, but they'd bet against him. And then he failed a drug test because of the poison that they did to him. So he was just wronged by the whole boxing industry, and the vaudevillains gave him a chance for revenge. But now he has become this kind of super powered, he never did steroids, but he's kind of doing some reflection that I'm like the ultimate steroid guy now, and it bothers him. So this is sort of this, him trying to find a challenge for himself and be careful what you wish for. And there's our Apama. He's an ice cream truck driver by day, superhero by night.
It's funny you mentioned that, because one of my comics, actually, 2 of the ones I released in my head when I first designed the comics. I'm doing the Adobe thing, design the comics. When I first was creating the story, they started off as villains, and I thought, I really like these characters. I don't want them to be villains. Maybe after they have their fight, they'll change their ways. And then I got smart and like, no, they're not going to be villains. They're going to just start their own thing. And I released 2 comics based out of this world I created that, were villain comics. They're not villains anymore. So it's weird how that, and we told the other guy not to go create this world spanning epic, but damn it, that's what we all do.
Well, I think the thing about villains, every villain does think they're the hero of their own story. And, if you're just drawing, creating a villain that is a straight up villain, it's probably a pretty flat character, you know. So I think you know, all these characters kind of think they're doing right. I mean, the vaudevillains took out the mafia because they're going to be a better version of that. You know, they're not really trying to they're just not evil for the sake of evil. Like they do not like the way this mob is handling their territory, and they're going to do it better. And it's going to be a more peaceful transition of power kind of thing.
So all our listeners, now you got, let me see him look at your tiers here. You got the you have a digital PDF, $6. So that goes pretty much anywhere in the world, because we've had listeners write in before and they say it's not available in the United States. He does have a PDF available. You are willing to ship that, not ship it, but email it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Everybody has to go.
We have international shipping on these, but it's so expensive. So yeah, I think the digital tiers make a lot of sense for international.
Let's see, the punchline number one, your choice of cover, $10, and then obviously you got to pay shipping.
No, the shipping's included.
Is it? Ooh.
In the United States, all these prices include shipping. Yeah.
Ooh, very nice. See, last week I said shipping's included in something that it wasn't. So now I'm careful to say for shipping, right? So including shipping, that's pretty good. 32-page comic, 32. And I've read your work; it's really good. It's really entertaining. So I'll definitely back it, and I know some of our listeners will as well. You got a couple different players here, though. It looks like the Punchline T-shirt.
If I may say a word about our T-shirts, we go for the absolute softest fabric in your drawer. So, and this is what I recommend. Like a lot of, I've discussed this with other indie creators, and they're like, they don't even bother with shirts. And I'm like, we do pretty well with shirts, because if I can just get somebody to look at our shirt, then I say, feel that fabric, and then once they feel the fabric, I got them, because you want that shirt that's like the go-to. I'm going to feel good all day because I like the way I feel in it. You don't like the way you look, I guarantee it.
I try not to get comfy shirts because my wife is a thief and steals them all and looks at me while she's wearing them like, say something. I don't like that.
I like that shirt. I might have to get that shirt.
Lola says she likes it and she may have to get it. So yeah, there you go, Lola. I mean, somebody's going to come up to you and be like, you want to fight? But yeah. Plus, Lola, if you wear it, the problem is that it's going to look 3D. Yeah, it's going to look 3D. Like his fists are really going to be coming at you. So, is there anything else about the campaign that we should know? I mean, I know it ends in, was it 16 days?
Yes. No, I think you did a great job. I appreciate the, getting a plug here. We have some CGCs. You can be drawn into a story, I guess. Those are some of the higher tiers.
Ooh, drawn into the story, $200, which is actually pretty affordable. I've seen that go a lot higher. I've seen it at, was it 500? I've seen it at 800. I've seen it at 1,000 on a book, which the book I've seen it at 1,000 on. I wasn't really sure they were drawing you into the book because I looked at the art and didn't like they were drawing much at all. I won't say which book it was, but it was I think me and Eric talked about it actually. Ew, look at this cover. But this looks really good. And we're gonna try to, I think we'll try to get some of them and maybe we can give one away here on Indie Vote to one of our listeners.
Absolutely.
Which would be really cool because we're gonna be giving away a copy of Iva pretty soon as well to our listeners who didn't pick that up. You should have. So we're going to give away a copy of Iva. But yeah, Punchline and the Vaudevillains. You want to head over to Kickstarter. Punchline, one word, and the Vaude, VAUDE-VILLAINS, issue number 1 on Kickstarter. You got 16 days to get in there. You're at $7,904 of a $3,750 goal. So you're already past your goal. You want to get on this, folks, because by the time, if you let it expire, by the time you get around to it, it'll have a different cover, and you have to get the diamond. And
can I say one more thing?
Sure.
It actually is a 48-pager. So the story is a normal size 22-page story, but this is like a special edition. It'll have all kinds of layouts, pencils, inks. So you get to see a lot of the process. There's guest pinups. Michael Watson did one. That was one of the stretch goals that just got released.
Max Seville says greetings. Yeah, Michael Watson did a couple. See, Michael does that. He doesn't even work for me. Yeah, he's gonna even come on the show twice. I'm gonna yell at him. what kind of support is he giving me? No, I do like the book. I do like the characters, and I do like Apama. I want to. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna watch that movie again tonight. I'm coming to watch it. Yeah, it's a really good movie. And I was gonna joke about you. I was like, how come Apama is not a Hero Tomorrow is not on Indie Vault TV? And we'll rectify that. We'll figure it out. We'll do some type of deal. We'll some dirty backroom deal. Matt and Aaron, guys, let's talk about your project. You guys are on the hot seat now. I'm going to bring it up because my computer wants to act slow, but I'm not going to let it. Hold on. There we go. Aha. Gotcha. I built my computer like, yeah, it could run. Sometimes it's like, you built me. This is all your fault. All right, here we go. Tilt issues 1 through 3, the superhero series, and you guys again past your goal, 45 hours to go, cutting it close, fellas.
That's right, got it real close.
If I play the video, will there be any music in there I should worry about?
No, you're fine.
Okay, let's play the video real quick.
Does this mean you are giving more thought to the whole hero thing? I think I can try and squeeze it in. Hello? Yes, sir. He is here right now. Exquisite has a name for you. Finally. Who is it? Anthony Talon.
You were supposed to bring me a body. Where is the body?
Please, the place was on fire, and
You assured me that you were the best. A drone and a body. That is what you promised me.
I can still help.
A second chance? I don't know much about those. I was never given that luxury. So please forgive my failure to understand why you deserve one.
Please don't do that.
That's how I was raised, right there. No second chances. They didn't get pistol whipped. They didn't shoot me. They pistol whipped me. Ted, I'm sorry too. I forgot to show your video, and I didn't realize that until after I went on. But so that's Tilt, and talk to us a little bit about it, guys. Who's going first?
I'm gonna let Aaron just take the lead because he's. I do the covers.
Matt doesn't want to do any work.
I'm just here.
I'm gonna blame you guys real quick for losing a backer while we were on here.
What?
Dude, the last couple of days has been so like people jumping on and then like other people canceling. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, this is the third issue in the Tilt series. As you can tell just from the main cover, we do a little bit of plays on tropes, and one of the superhero things we do with Tilt, his second issue cover was him as the Vitruvian Man, and then the third is him as the Statue of David. And then we have a cool one for the fourth one that we're not talking about yet. But this is the third issue in that series. He's a fourth wall breaking, gritty superhero who was taken from his family when he was about 15 years old and raised to be a mercenary by the secretive Council of Elders, who's a worldwide organization that's kind of hell-bent on exploiting or exterminating hyper-evos, which are people that display superpowers. So he was their mercenary for a while, got the chance to break out. He did, and now he's trying to decide if he's just going to go after the council or if he's going to become the hero that Boston needs. So he's homeless when we first meet him because he just broke out of a secretive organization and has no money to his name. So when we first meet him, he's homeless. He's just trying to figure out what he wants to do with life, and we're starting to meet a little bit more of his world and his past as he's discovering that it's coming back to bite him. That cover that you have up right now, that is the variant cover that has the main villain, whose name is Talon. And so, yeah, it's just a fun ride. It's part of the Catalyst Comics superhero universe, and we've made it to our third issue.
Very cool. I like the design of him.
It's Matt's department.
Thank you. I tried.
T-shirts. You guys know I like
Always.
t-shirts. Yeah. T-shirts,
Always
trading
t-shirts.
cards. And I also love trading cards too. I'm very weird. The enamel pin and wristbands, mini prints. You guys got a lot of stuff in your perks.
Yep.
For backing the book. Now let me go look at these tiers real quick because they. So there's a $3 PDF, which is, again, if you're out of the country and you're complaining about, because it is expensive. I was told that it costs
so expensive.
Yeah, it costs somebody $28 to send a single issue comic to Australia.
Just did that.
Yeah. So it's like if you're looking for the PDF, unless you just gotta have a physical, which trust me, listen, every artist appreciates you buying a physical book. It's just we hate to charge you that much money, to send it across the seas. It just sucks. But if you want to get it and you don't want to pay that much, you're on a budget, $3 will get you the PDF from Tilt, for Tilt number 3. And then is that number 1, 2, and 3 is $8, but you get the physical one. $10 in the United States. Now is that free US shipping on that one?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything up until the $60 tier is free US shipping.
Okay. And that's issue number 2. Oh no, physical copy issue number 3, and then PDFs of 1, 2, and 3. So you get to get yourself covered twice there. Now, if I want to catch up on 1, 2, and 3, which perk is that? Which tier is that?
Yeah, so if you want like all the physical stuff, the $30 tier, I think it's the 31, has a physical copy of everything that we've put out except for the horror book, which is not part of the superhero universe.
All right. Yep, I see it right here. Yep. And that's shipping in December 2020. Now, guys, I mean, you've been at this a while, and I was gonna ask everybody, but not having conventions has kind of messed us all up a bit. We were expecting to kind of, you can kind of go to cons, you can build up a bit of an audience because you can take issue 1 and 2 and say, hey, issue 3 is on Kickstarter right now, go pick it up. Mm-hmm. But you can't do that because
Yeah, we never even got to bring issue 2 to a con because it came out at the end of last year.
Oh, really?
Beginning of this year. Yeah, March actually.
Yeah, I did 3 cons this year and it was over. It was over after that. So I do know that it's been. Have you guys noticed that anything in sales, or is it about the same?
So for us, I mean, where we are, cons aren't great to comic book creators, whether they're big or small. Like I said earlier, we do better with like store signings, like a lot exponentially better. I think it's a little bit more intimate as well, so that probably helps with the sales. But yeah, it's kind of whatever. We have this stuff online so people can order it as well. But as long as people are supporting the campaigns, then Matt and I know how to do a lot with a little, so we've been pretty fortunate in that aspect.
Cool. And then you got your prices listed here. Ammo pen, $10.
Yep.
Yep. Lola says I can get a pin for the hat. I can, I got all these pins on the hat. I can get I can get a tilt pin, which I think I'll eventually have to get a new hat at some point.
We're gonna need a bigger hat.
Yeah. Right. Real quick from Indie Vote Radio. And then someone wrote in. They said, shipping here is very expensive. They also said that but they just don't like PDFs and would rather pay the extra money for a physical copy, especially when they said creators usually throw in a couple of extra things for outside sales. And I've seen that too. I've seen people throw like, oh well, this guy's ordering from whatever. I'm gonna put 2 extra comics in there and hope it doesn't charge and hope it doesn't raise the price. But yeah, there's your price list, and that's pretty cool that you got that on there because a lot of people don't put that there.
Yeah, that's all the fun add-ons that they just started doing.
Yeah, it just gives it a breakdown. We even have like short stories that are set up in the Catalyst Comics superhero universe too. That newest one isn't even released yet, but we just added it on, so it's a medieval time period. But it's a pretty fun little story. It lets me play a little bit more with prose because it's a novella, so there's no pictures. So if people like reading words, I know that's taboo in a comic book chat. But if people like reading words, then there's that.
I read words. I mean, They don't have to have pictures. And
Yeah, we have a few retailers that support us rather well. We have one that's already ordered 150 for issue 3. So he got a special edition cover as well. And then we have a package on there where you can get drawn into the book for issue 4, which is the end of the story arc. And once we're done with that, we'll be moving into a trade.
now you got a retailer pack here. $35 gets you free U.S. shipping and 5 of each issue.
Mm-hmm.
Very
That's
nice.
right.
Very nice. So if you're a retailer, look at that. You're gonna get 15 copies. I almost can't do math. 15 copies for $35, and you can then they're not marked. Yeah, you can store on retailers. I mean, I know I apparently hate you, but I'm just saying that you could probably
We tell every store that. Okay? we didn't put a price on it. You guys do what you want.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. And I think we'll try to get a couple extra copies of this too. Maybe we can give one away on Indie Vote as well. At least 1, 2, and 3 away. That way, people. I love giving comics away to people who listen to the show and watch it.
Oh yeah.
I think that you got 45 hours to go, people. Tilt issues 1 through 3 on Kickstarter. That's 2 Kickstarters. I don't want to hear your mouths. I don't want to hear your mouths. I'm tired of the BS.
I don't know where you're getting that from because we've done Kickstarters. We've done a lot of Kickstarter campaigns.
I am forwarding.
People have complained, Randy.
Yeah, I'm forwarding all the emails to you from now on.
Okay.
But Randy,
Yeah, we'll get a standard form, one of those friendly FU letters and responses. Obviously, you don't listen to the program and end it with the hashtag get an education. No.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. They'll be in the chat that night. I'm gonna troll these guys. Hey, a question for Ted.
They're all made up from one person.
Yeah. Lola, is your mic muted? Go ahead, unmute your mic.
Could be Ben. Who knows?
Lola has a question for Ted.
My question is, for the shirts, are you just selling them in the packs, or are you selling them separately too?
Ted, you're muted.
Ted, you're still muted.
For the shares, did you say?
The shirts. Are you selling them separately at all?
We are, yeah, they are. So now there's as was mentioned just a moment ago about the add-ons. If you, I don't know that there's a reward for just a shirt. I could make one.
Curious.
If that's, yeah. If you're thinking about it, I will put it up.
She's gonna. If I buy the shirt, she'll steal it. I'll sit in. I'll sit in the vote office. She'll steal it.
Very simple. The simpler way, you get issue 1, and then you could just add the shirt, which would be 30.
And a retailer buddy of mine has told me to send him the link to both books, so I'm doing that right now. So hopefully, you guys get some more sales. And that retailer perk, which is nice, because everyone likes selling to retailers. We love retailers here, despite what that person said.
Say it one more time, just for the ones in the back.
We love retailers, plees.
We love retailers.
Please don't seek Dennis Barger on us.
Oh,
Please.
retailers.
No. Dennis has always been nice to me. Always.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. It's always been nice. So is Green Brain.
Yeah, Green Brain. This other. I don't understand it. But I don't know if people get that idea.
There's a lot of incredible retailers out there.
Yeah. Let's take a look at something that I think is incredible. And not just because I got a chance to write a small ad for it, because I think it truly is incredible. Dreaded Dinosaur posted a new issue of Dinosaur Man today on Webtoon, who is not a sponsor of this show. But I can't quit talking about him. But I don't want to go over the book totally, because I want people to go in there and look at it. But here it is. This is the city of Samora. You're introducing a new city in the Dinosaur Man world, in the Dinosaur Man universe.
That's correct. We are. I'm in the process of the story right now. We're we're expanding the universe beyond the principal characters. You're going to meet some new antagonists that are going to be throughout the story, and some new locations. And it'll be an interesting thrill ride to see how Dinosaur Man and company meet up with these eventually in the story. I'm convinced Eric may draw some of the best butts in comics. I'm convinced. I'm not an ass man, but I'm watching. I'm like, damn, you know.
That's not what Krista says.
No.
She says you're an ass man all the time.
Yeah. She always says asshole. But something that I've seen here, Eric, that you haven't talked about much is this.
The comic.
Yep. Well, I was busy with putting Roddy Piper to bed and getting that shipped out to folks. And I've been working on God's Hand for our pal Anthony Figueroa. That's kept me busy. I also have an official Darren McCarty for Mess Bucket Comics that I've been working on. So I've had a lot of projects keeping me busy, plus the wrestling business has kept me busy. So it's been hard for me to get to the actual comic. But the webtoon is really important to the readers because I need to get the readers to a specific spot so that the comic makes more sense. And the whole purpose of the webtoon is to provide its own, complete storyline. That it's a jumping on point where anybody who's curious about it can come to the webtoon, read through it, and like, you know what, maybe I'd like to learn more. And the books that I'll be doing are all self-contained, whether it's a 3-issue miniseries or this is a single story in a single book, and that everything is interconnected, but it's enjoyable as a single serving as well.
And we talked about this before, and Eric, we've done a lot of traveling together to conventions, and you haven't kicked me out the car yet. But we talked about this, and it's your love letter to the 80s almost.
Yes, definitely. I pull a lot from just my influences over the years, especially ones growing up like He-Man and Thundercats. But, as I grew older, I started to appreciate Golden Age sci-fi. So there's a lot of that influence in there as well. And, like I mentioned earlier, the quote of it reminded somebody of playing with their toys on the floor. And that's exactly what I'm going for. So,
yeah, you played a lot of the old like radio plays, like X-1.
Yep.
When we would be on the road, and I've tried to get Eric out the car so I can adjust his radio, because there's a point in that X-1 intro that they have a sound in there that is so high pitched that I'm pretty sure dogs for miles hear it, because I can't stand it. It's like, and it just goes up, and you're like, does anyone else hear that? How are we not all like?
No, it's those old Foley sound effects they had for radio. It was probably a sheet metal that they were like using a violin bow on or something.
Yeah, well, you know what? Those people need their ass kicked, because
I mean, Randy's probably got that stuff in his garage.
Yeah, probably.
Of newsprint paper and asbestos and everything. I'm sorry for making fun of people's ages, but I just have to. I can't wait to read the new issue. I've read the new issue. I can't wait to see the next issue. How soon do you think before we get that?
Next week. I'm almost finished with the lettering right now.
Making me look bad.
And then, this was originally going to be one long story, but it just made more sense to cut it into chunks, because in this story that's out currently now, I'm introducing the outlaw named Torn, who he's got a very complicated backstory, and we're going to have more involvement with him over time. So it's kind of an introduction of him. And in the next one, we are meeting the Queen of Samora, and she is one of the major antagonists of the story. She hints a little bit to the identity of Torn, and we learn a little bit more about her. And then the villain reveal at the end is the major antagonist of the story, which you just get to see him on screen as she's talking to him. We don't know his name, not much of his background, but it's going to be the big guy for the entire story arc of Dinosaur Man.
Yeah. And my son, I should mention, my son is a big fan of Dinosaur Man. He has a Dinosaur Man poster in his room that Eric made him. and you know, it's
And he's got a card.
yeah, and he's got a trading card. Eric drew a trading card for me, and you know what, it's when you go as an artist, a comic creator, when you go into your kid's room and you see posters of people, you know, that you know, and they got your kid has posters of their stuff, but not yours. It does something to your spirit, and it doesn't. And you start having like unchristian thoughts, like,
no, stop.
Yeah, I'll fix Hodson. I'm gonna steal his idea. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make Velociraptor Man.
Man, I put your ass in the book too.
Yeah. I am in the book, and I did an ad for the book. I get to be Veej, which Veej is this really plump. Which will be me pretty soon. This really plump, like easy. Veej. I guess it does sound perverted, but I like it. Yeah, but he runs a bar, and he's unscrupulous, and I love him. I love writing him because he's like the darker parts of me that I don't get to do. Like, you know, he's like, hey, I'm gonna do this. He's great. He's like me in high school. Like Zach Morris meets Michael P. Keaton. Yeah, it's great. And he wears the hat. He wears the coonskin cap, but it's actually alive though. So it's really cool. Dreaded Dinosaur Man. Go over there and check it out on Webtoon. It is free. The Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon. And why don't you give him a subscription? It's free. That's free as well. Yep. And check it out. The reissues are up there. He's going to have the next one up there next week. And then we'll keep pressuring him to make sure he releases them. Till eventually
Definitely. And the more people who sub and read the comic, you know, that's just going to put fuel under my fire. This is my baby. This is my original IP. So I'm really looking forward to telling this story and expanding upon it and getting it out there. And what I want to do is this Friday, kind of switch a little bit. The Roddy Piper Kilted Avenger goes on sale for pro wrestling tees in a pre-sale this Friday. I have some copies myself. And for anybody who subscribes to Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon, email IndieVolt, and we're going to pick from them a winner, and I'm going to send a Roddy Piper comic to them.
Cool. So send that to indievoltlive@indievolt.com.
Yeah, we'll match your name up with whoever you say you are on Webtoon, and we'll pick from however many people do that and send you a book.
Everybody's going to that email. I'll do this real quick. Cool. Thank you, Eric. That sounds great. Remember, indievoltlive@indievolt.com. Unless you're overseas, then you're probably screwed. Anyway, so I'll bring up the next one. I'm going to bring up, I'm home. I'm over at Indiegogo. Whew, I'm just kidding now. Indiegogo, we got a Chronicle of All Walls. This is J.D. Calderon's book. I can't say his name like he says with the accent and everything. So I'm just going to say it like, you know, we say it in the hood. Calderon. J.D., this is, now you're in demand right now.
Yeah, this is on In Demand. This is for Passing Queens and Making Homes. This is for issues 1 through 8. So you
and I have issues 1 through 8, which I have not read yet, but I'm still gonna get around to it. Alternate covers, level 2, $80.
Yeah, that has all 8 issues plus a spinoff. So it's 8 issues and a one shot. So you get 9 books, and that's shipping included in the U.S.
So you know, I was looking at the books the other day, and I'm like, you know, these are really nice quality books. And I got a question though. Now I know what you did in the '90s with the chrome and the foil. I'm not seeing any foil, man. What's going on?
Oh well, you know what's funny is I actually have on these covers. I do have silver foil, and I'm gonna be moving into I guess it's like a rainbow foil cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna start offering up those soon.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna start reading it. My son was like, "Can I read those?" I'm like, "What do you read them first?" And like I told you, it depends. It depends. I have to read them first, and I'll find out if you can read them.
Are they kid friendly?
The way I look at it is like this: is if they can watch Lord of the Rings, they can read these books.
Yeah, he can watch Lord of the Rings. He tries to run me through with a steak knife occasionally. He's all right. He's not that violent of a kid.
Because he thinks you're an orc.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I told him, I said, "You can't stab me with that knife." He says, "I can cut your mom's chicken. I can stab you with anything." It was a roast. That was great. I'm gonna get hit. There's gonna be a shoe fight at my head pretty soon. I I like it. I like the Chronicles of the Oswald Chronicles. I almost called it the
Actually-
Chronicles of Oswald.
There's the one-shot cover right there, right?
Yeah, that's from my friend Matt Lunsford. He drew that. But Ted, I got a question for you. Your artist on your book, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how do you pronounce his last name?
Hadi Wijawa.
Oh, okay, because he's the cover artist on those other books.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I always call him Donnie H because I always brutalize his name. I'm like, how did you watch that? I'm like,
Well,
you know
what I did is I had him record it. I said, just record your last name a few times and just send me a file. And
right. I think I might have to
Hadi
do that.
Wijawa. So Jawa, like the Star Wars. That's a nice
Hadi
ending.
Wijawa. Okay, I gotta remember that. Thank you.
Just get Lola to say it. She's got this like tricky Italian tongue that like does all these tricks. That sounds horrible. She's got she just go with accents. She's good with accents. She's always telling me I'm pronouncing words wrong. I'm gonna get around to reading these. It'll be this week, and then I'll call you, JD, and give you like my honest opinion on it. Like, why are you reading? Why are you making comics? Why are you? I'm upset now. You can't believe you did this. This is the best critique I ever heard an editor give a artist was I'm returning these otherwise fine pieces of paper. Someone has scribbled nonsense all over them. And I thought that was the best critique yet the meanest I ever heard in my life. And it's one of those things. So you're in demand right now. How long you gonna stay in demand?
It'll stay in demand forever, as far as I'm concerned. It'll just stay there. Well, actually, they are limited edition, so these are limited to 500 copies. Once the edition is done, then that's actually when it'll come down.
Okay, all right. That's cool. So you're going to be up there for a while. So if you're listening on Indie Vote Radio, and I know you are, because right now there's 42,402 of you listening. Thank you guys. I noticed our numbers have been dropping a little bit because I think people are coming out of their houses now. They're not stuck in. But Chronicles of Oswald, issues 1 through 8 on Indiegogo. It is in demand. So you got a little while to go ahead and pick that up, but don't wait too long because it's only 500 issues. So they'll be going pretty quick, and you will ship these all over the world, right?
Yeah, I ship them all over the world. If for some reason I don't have a place where you live listed, you can just contact me and I'll just add it in.
Cool.
I've done that.
That expensive shipping.
It is
expensive shipping.
I shipped to New Zealand. It was like $70, and it was just like 9 books. No, I think I sent them 16 books, but it was a decent amount of books. But
You
it
just
was
saying
70
that hurt me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy bought 2 sets, and he paid twice for shipping.
You gotta be careful, man. The old type people show up at your house and they can stay. They will. Hey, I was in New York, thought I'd stop by. Hey, crash on your sofa.
That's okay. As soon as I see my book scanned up on your website, I'm showing up to your house.
He knows my address now too. Damn. That's not an Iowa.
I did it already.
Yeah. I've been joking from them to scan all his books with that scanner, but and we'll talk about that scanner too because they want me to show the video again because they want. Yeah, but the whole book might show up. Yeah. I gotta show that scanner again because they are giving our viewers one of those scanners. But I'll show that right after we talk about another project that I really like, which is why I kind of saved it for last in a way. 4 days to go. It is from Mr. Nandor himself. We're gonna bring it up right now. Why do I sound like a radio DJ? Probably because I'm on the radio.
Maybe you're getting better.
Maybe. Oh, that's not it. See, not getting better. That's messed up already. That's what happens when you're live. There we go. Back to Kickstarter. See, it's been a Kickstarter show. I don't want to hear it anymore. All right. Seasons Volume 2 Summer. It's now summer. It's not summer right now. It's fall. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. It's cold, but I want to tell you guys something. And you learn this when you grow up in Detroit. I live in the suburbs, but still, you learn this when you grow up. If you're tight for Christmas money, don't worry. It's illegal for him to cut your lights off when it's cold. So don't worry about your light bill. Just let it back up until March, April. Then you start to worry. Then start to sweat. Anyway, I'm giving bad advice out. I give bad advice on Indie Vault. Seasons Volume 2 Summer. Already past your goal too. I can't help anybody tonight.
No,
Oh no, you can help us all you want.
All the projects look really good.
Yeah, and again, yeah, they all look really good, Lola. You're right. This right here looks really good. I already dislike the artist because he's really good. 113 back is 4 days to go on this one. Tell us about it, Andor. Actually, should I play the video first?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll play the video first.
I'm Nondor Fox Schaefer. I'm the creator and writer of Seasons.
I'm Anthony Gonzalez Clark. I'm the artist of Seasons.
And we are back.
And we're back.
Seasons Volume 2 Summer is the second in the planned 4-volume graphic novel series. The story will pick up right after the events of Seasons Volume 1 Spring, continuing the extraordinary one-year journey of Fletcher. In summer, Fletcher will have to cope with the life-altering events of spring and attempt to find his footing as a new man in this unpredictable world. Now homeless and in need of answers, he befriends a mysterious figure who also manifests supernatural abilities, and they embark together on a trek across America that will bring them face to face against the literal forces of nature. Where spring took Fletcher to the pit of inner turmoil, summer will drag him through the wilderness of outer antagonism where he has no control, only the will to surrender. Anthony and I began Seasons as a webcomic in 2016, and 2 years later we launched a successful Kickstarter campaign for the very first volume. Now we're back to bring Seasons Volume 2 Summer to its fans, and we couldn't be more excited. More than anything, Seasons is about embracing change, and Anthony and I have undergone dramatic changes since the first campaign. I got a new job. I moved into a new place. I met someone really special to me. And Anthony had a baby. The one constant in all of this has been Seasons and our drive to get this series made. And it's only because of you guys that we can do this. So please back this Kickstarter today and share it with all your friends and family, and let's make something truly incredible together. Thank you.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Awkward silence.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was saying that was Dirty Pool with the baby. Me and Lola seen the baby, and both of us like, if I was like, I want a baby now, and then I realized I've had one, and he's 10. They grow up. They don't. No one told me that those things become 10-year-olds that are dumb. I'm sorry, they are. But that's now I'm sold on the book. Now your campaign, I'm going to pull it back up because I'm like really, really bad at working this program today.
You're not getting better.
Why am I? Yeah, I'm not getting better at all. I'm bringing up all kinds of stuff. What is wrong with me? I gotta leave that stuff alone. I'm not even doing anything. So Seasons Volume 2, there we go. Kickstarter, and you've got a couple different perks. Also got a PDF here. Now, is that the Seasons #1 PDF? This is where it all begins. You can pick that $1.
$1, yeah. You get the first issue for $1 PDF, and for $5, you get the first volume as a PDF as well. So there's some, for people that just want to try it out, see if they like it. It's a really good price, and hopefully you'll love the series and continue with us. But the one perk that I definitely want to highlight, one reward, is for people that haven't read the first volume and they want it physically. Both books are going to be hardcover, so no matter what, they're both hardcover, and you can get Volume 1 and 2 at a discount if you buy both. So that's one of the perks there. It would be normally like $50, but you get like $10 off. So and it includes shipping for US. But yeah, I mean, this is a superhero, supernatural story. You follow this young man through 1 year of his life. With each passing season, he gains new powers and abilities. And so it's a story about character. It's a character study about personal growth, personal responsibility. There's a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of, it's a comic I want you to think about, who you are as a person and what the world around you. And of course, there's all this spectacle. And in this volume, the main character, Fletcher, he encounters some other beings with some supernatural powers, and they each kind of represent it's like a different element in a way, and but they all have their own personal demons that they're reconciling with, and it's a story about reflection and trying to understand yourself more, self-discovery. But if you're a fan of James Labar's The Crow, Sculptor by Scott McCloud, American Gods by Neil Gaiman, like you'll love Seasons. There's a lot to love, with the art, of course, and if you stay for the story, I think you'll get a lot out of it. It's all mainly black and white, but there are pages that are colored, and those are to enhance some of the character moments and some of the more emotional moments in the story for the story beats.
I feel like this book, ultimately, maybe not in spring and summer, but I feel around the time we get to fall and winter, I'm going to cry. like I've cried at a comic book a few times now, and each time my wife has caught me. And like Pride of Baghdad,
That was a sad book.
I cried. I'm like, and I was in the bathroom, which is really bad. And she opened up, what's going on in here? And I'm sitting there for comment. I wasn't even on the toilet. I'm like, I knew I was going to cry, so I went in the bathroom to do it. And yeah, so I felt like it's going to make me cry. Is that what you're planning on here? Is that what you're planning?
I mean, I want people to get moved, and I want a story to resonate with people. I did actually for the first book at some conventions that I've been to. People would buy it, on one day, and then the next day I'd, come back with my table, and they'd be back and they'd be like, man, I read your book last night and it made me cry, and I just wanted to tell you thank you, and I really loved it. And so it's already done it for some people, and I don't mean to make people sad, but I do really like getting into deep stuff, and I think it's really a great story for everyone, really relatable characters, and it's a really stunning, gorgeous book, and it is a hardcover for $20, and I think that's pretty much a steal.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great tiers. You can get your name in the book, get drawn in the story, get an original page. So yeah,
that's cool. I think another book I'll have to back, but and you got, and if you're listening to this, guys, look, you got a lot of great books on tonight. You got 4 days left for this one. Seasons, Seasons, Seasons Volume 2, Summer, but you can pick up the first one as well in this campaign. And they are looking to ship these, because I know you guys always ask. They're looking to ship these in April 2021, so they will be to you then. This book looks fantastic. So I would another book that I'm going to pick up. You guys have to understand something. You can't launch all these books together. Timetables. Are we not talking to each other anymore? It's like video games companies. Yeah, I'm gonna launch on this day, but I got 3 other games coming out that day. I can't. Someone's not eating. Someone's not. Probably gonna be the kid, because I'm gonna eat. But no, I another good looking book here tonight. Randy, we've hit the jackpot tonight.
Yes.
We've had really good looking books all night. I don't have any book I can crap on.
Well, like I said earlier, there's a lot of awesome products out there. You just have to go out there and look and see what's there.
Yep, $6,137 of a $6,000 goal. So you're just over the goal, but you got 4 days left. So there's still time for our listeners to jump on and check that out. Again, Seasons Volume 2, Summer, and it looks fantastic. Another one I'm gonna have to back. But I'm not giving one of those away. No, I will. Maybe I will. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, if you want to, man, let me know. I'd be happy to do that.
Indie Vote, we can be quite dastardly sometimes. When JD's in charge, he's like, "Don't do this. Do this. Make. Tell them to send them Like JD had a contest he offered for Oswald Chronicle books. He said, "Here's what we're gonna do. I want someone to hula hoop for 5 minutes." And I'm like, okay, that's cool. He says, but no. The hula hoop has to be on fire. And I'm like, what? And so, yeah, people burnt themselves. No one got the books. It was all JD's idea. And we got lost behind that. Yeah. Guys, I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. When that's when we're going to go around and let people know where they can find you. Oh, I got to show the scanner. That's right. I almost forgot. Thank you, Lola, because they would have emailed me in the nasty letter like last time, and it would have made me cry, much like that comic.
That's how we lost Del Taco.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't do this. I did. What are you talking about? All right, here we go. Oops. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna bring it up, and we'll play the ad, and they'll see it, so they won't get mad at me.
Run it.
Here we go. Maybe nice if I play it with music, right? Sound. Where is it now?
Probably should.
There we go.
Last year, we created the Caesar Aura Scanner, our second campaign on Indiegogo, and you loved it. We created a community of over 20,000 backers and 150,000 users around the world. And we scanned everything. Now we're back with a scanner like you've never seen before. This is the Caesar Shine Ultra.
I'm not checking this book.
Our new, super portable, adjustable scanner with our most advanced tech yet. With 13 full-sized megapixels and 340 DPI, which means you get superior quality scans every time. The Caesar Shine Ultra features the patented curve flattened technology, which means you can scan anything, and it will give you absolutely flat scans, with colors that are more vivid than ever before. But where the Caesar Shine really shines is how it makes scanning simple. It's completely powered by your laptop, so no extra cables needed. It recognizes more than 180 languages. It's super fast, whether you need to scan one document or 100. With the blazing speed of scanning one page each second. And it's super portable. Carry it with you in your backpack and you have the power to scan on the go anywhere. And the Caesar Shine is also capable of recording video while scanning, so you can use it in your presentations. And the adjustable height ensures that you catch the smallest details. We've worked hard on perfecting the most portable and advanced scanner yet. Back us and be the first to enjoy the Caesar Shine Ultra.
And I just got mine in the mail, and it works really well. I've also already scanned all of JD's catalog, and Randy's. It's great. Yeah, AhoyComics.com is coming. Yeah, I'm working on Eric's. It's gonna be great. But yeah, so this is the scanner. It works really well. It actually too, if you're an artist, it works really cool because you can. I've had it on. I can put it like over my desk and use it as an overhead camera. Works really nice. But we're giving one away, which is why we're talking about it. We're giving one away. Caesar's sending us one to give away. It actually was on the shipment after this one. I wish they would have came together, but they did not. So when they do show up,
should have it by the first of the year.
Yeah, well, that's slow. How long it took this one to come? But yeah, I'm hoping it's here.
Boat moves.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's here very soon. But if you want to get one, all you gotta do is subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna go through all the subscribers and pick one. They're sending me one of these and another one, and I do like it. If you got comics or anything you want to scan, I'm just kidding. That's count. You shouldn't scan comics unless they're yours. They're yours. Scan away. But if you got, it's better. It might be cooler than running it through the old processors that I got here. I got 2 large scanners. One is 11 or. It's like it scans like it's one big format scanner and the small one. What did you say, Lola?
If you're a viewer like us.
Yeah, if you review comics, it helps because it actually lets me go and pick out a panel. I can focus on one area of the page and scan that. It's really nice. And it's quick. It's got a foot pedal. It's really nice. So or if you don't want to, you don't want to try your luck at getting one from us, you can also go to the seizure scanner site on Indiegogo or their page on Indiegogo and pick up one. I believe they are in demand right now. I really should know that as a sponsor. I really should know if they're in demand right now. I believe they are though, and yeah, they're back to regular price of $150 for the one unit. So
That's
get one for
really
free.
reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable. It is reasonable. Yeah. Or you can get one for free from us. But you just got to subscribe. So you can do that. I'm going to put this back over here because otherwise I'm going to knock off the table. So yeah, that is it from us here on IndieVolt. If you have any questions, please send those questions in to IndieVoltLive@IndieVolt.com. Send in your subscription emails for Dinosaur Man with your name on Webtoon. And, let us know that you've done that. And Eric's going to get you a copy of Piper, right, Eric?
Yes, absolutely.
IndieVoltLive@IndieVolt.com. Include IndieVolt Live in the subject if you just want us to answer your question. And please keep this email to 90 words or less. You can also do that. When you do for Dinosaur Man, I will go through all those emails and I'll make sure that Mr. Hodson gets them. JD Calderon, we need to start hey, don't scam my work lawyer fund. No.
Yes.
No, you're not getting any lawyer fund. If you want, I know a lot of you guys have been listening right now. Thank you guys. Right now, we just crossed 51,000 people listening on IndieVolt Radio. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. IndieVolt Radio numbers are always high. I love you guys for listening. And you can download IndieVolt Radio on Google Play. Or if you have an iPhone, download the streaming app, type in IndieVolt Radio, and you'll find us there. And you can listen to a bunch of independent music. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Indie goodness as well as these shows and some other talk shows. We got them. Yeah, we got some other stuff coming very, very soon. I'm not allowed to talk about yet, but something's going to be premiering later this week, which is going to be really cool. It's very superhero based. You'll see. And speaking of,
I thought you were going to start playing episodes of X-1.
No, I refuse.
I'm in control of the radio.
Yeah, Lola's been controlling the radio. She won't even put the X-1 on there. But we do have the Barry Manilow hour, so that's yeah.
Haters only.
Yeah.
From the far reaches of the planet. Anyway, go
And
ahead.
on Roku, IndieVolt TV is also free. We got a lot of content up there. We got some of these shows that we couldn't get away with saying stuff that we were going to say on those shows on YouTube or Twitch. Believe it or not, if you can't get it on Twitch, we can't get away with it at. But we can do it on our own station. They can't stop us. So that's there, as well as some independent movies, some wrestling, independent wrestling. Some independent music videos, and we got some documentaries coming very soon that we've done on certain people. Yep, new interviews, and that's on Roku. IndieVolt TV is what you're going to look for. Absolutely free. Look forward to seeing you over there too. And that is it. You have been watching our show. I want to go around and ask everybody where they can be found at. We'll start with Nandor. Sir, where can they find you at?
Yeah, they can find me on Twitter. It's at Nandor Fox, and on Instagram at Nandor F Schaefer. Also, visit my website, seasonsthecomicbook.com. You can read Seasons there, as well as on Webtoon and Tapastic and Macroverse and Comixology. So yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere you can find me.
Cool, and they will find you. Unfortunately, I've seen, I've got some messages from people. I'm like, why? Who are these people friending requesting me? I don't know you. And then I realized, oh, okay. JD.
You can find me on Facebook under JD Calderon. You can find me under Twitter under JD Calderon. You can find me on YouTube under JD Calderon. You can also find my book on theoswaldchronicles.com and talltalesonline.com. That's my other book.
Why do I want to call your book The Chronicles of Oswald?
Well, it's the Oswald Chronicles.
I know, but I don't know what maybe I'll create the Oswald. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'll put the scan version under. Yeah. Aaron, where can they find you at?
Yeah, don't even worry about me personally. Just look at CatalystComicStudio.com or look up all of our social media at Catalyst Comic Studio, except for Twitter because it's too long to say that. So it's just at Catalyst Comics with an IX because we like to be different.
They're gonna find you now. Like he wants to be mysterious. We're gonna find him. Matt.
I mean, just copy and paste. Same company, same people.
Catalyst.
If you get a hold of Aaron, you'll get a hold of me.
Awesome.
Same difference.
You know what? I tell people that all the time, and they're like, "We want the indie princess. We don't care about you." Well, oh, okay. I don't like open the Indie Princess mail. It's usually stuff that's not meant for me. Like it's not meant for me or
It's all
any.
dick pics, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is. It
Sometimes it's sticky.
it's they send pictures and I'm like, really? Even on her, she posted her PlayStation gamer tag, and they sent stuff on that. Like, can you report this to Sony? Like, why is it on my screen? Why is this happening? Anyway, Ted, I'm sorry. Where can they find you at in Punchline and Palma and Tap Dance Killer?
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, immediately, please go to Kickstarter and put in Punchline. Our website is herotomorrow.com. That has all of our stuff on it. And then social media, my name, Ted Sikora, Sikora. That's Ted with 1 D. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those.
I always love Ted with 2 Ds, like Ted with 2 Ds. And like, you know, Eric with the K here. Where can they find you at?
I am at Dreaded Dinosaur and all the social media accounts, you know, your YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me on Webtoon so you can read Dreaded Dinosaur Man. And go to erichodson.com, ERIKHODSON. Buy some of my top-notch anime and wrestling-inspired art so I can pay my rent this month. And I would be much, much appreciated.
And Randy Zim, who's over there, he says that you can purchase Comic Blast by, again, sending some Target gift cards in. But Randy,
send me those codes.
Yeah.
We'll get that arranged right away. Oh, you can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me under the Twitter at Randy Zim. I don't twit very often, but when I do it as Randy Zim. You can find me on YouTube at the Zim Geek channel, ZIMMGEEK. We do cartoon instructionals and an occasional video talking about comics or the oddball aspects of comics. Plus, I'll be back here on Indie Volt Radio on Thursday morning for the Breakfast Buzz at 8 a.m. and especially Sunday for the Sunday Funnies program at where we talk about the lighter side of comics, more whimsical side of comics at 9 a.m. On Sundays, and those times are Eastern. So adjust your alarms accordingly.
And Indie Princess, you're back here tomorrow. Right?
Geekgasm is back, guys. I will be back tomorrow, just for a short time because I do have to have surgery, but I'll be back. But you guys can also find me at all social medias. Just look
That'll
up
be at
Indie
9
Princess
p.m.
and you'll find me.
Tomorrow night. Eastern
9 p.m.
time.
tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be a good show. Don't miss it.
Awesomeness.
I'm terrified of what they're going to talk about. I may pop in. If I have to be the voice of reason, things have gone truly sideways. Ladies and gentlemen, you can always find me at KYD_V on Twitter, which I will not answer because I don't go on Twitter because it is a cesspool of toxicity and hatred. But you can find me on Facebook, which is almost not as
It's
bad.
the same thing.
Yeah.
More characters.
Yeah, it is. Same thing. You can actually tell somebody everything you want to tell them on Facebook. With a picture.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. You can even while they're in the market. It's great. Also, you can find me back here with Randy Thursday morning on the Breakfast Buzz, and we'll be back for that. And we're still going to work out our programming for next week. But yeah,
I'm still pulling for next Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll be on next Tuesday nights to give people an alternative instead of sitting there waiting for any type of voting results. They can tune in to the Breakfast or to the Indie Volt podcast.
We won't get those until 2 weeks later.
Well, that's true too. That all the more reason to have a show on Tuesday.
Which is why I'm digging in. I'm digging.
Maybe we'll have a special announcement.
I'm gonna read all these comics. I'm gonna read all these comics and just hunker in. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you guys for being here with us. Indie Volt Radio, thank you as well. And remember, check out all these great campaigns. I'm gonna post the links to these campaigns and into the video description on YouTube. It should be there by tomorrow morning. And that's pretty much it. This has been an Indie Volt production. We are not owned by Disney yet, but we are available, Mouse. I keep putting that out there, and you guys are not biting. I don't know. Are you scared of how much we're going to sell or how much we want?
I'm sorry, but Disney can't buy nothing right now.
Was it that bad, huh?
They are cash poor. Before we go, let us not forget the immortal words of the great Mr. Jack Kirby when he says, "Kid, comics will break your heart."
Thank you guys for watching. This has been Indie Vote. I'll take us out of here, Randy.
We want to wish all the best to little Willie as he keeps on trucking. He tries to keep Lindsay on the porch and off the pole. Right?
They're going to really kick our asses one day.
They can take that as far out of context as they want.
Here we go. I'll take us out.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
How can you close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.